What's going on, college football fans? It's Aaron Blades, and we're back. This time, we're going to be going over how LSU has looked in the spring so far. We've had 3 weeks of spring practice, and we've had some interesting things to talk about. So let's start out with the offense. Um, Coach Kiffin has said that if the season were to start right now, that we would be a defensive oriented football team, and that we would be leaning on our defense heavily. The offense so far in spring hasn't looked great. But this past weekend on Saturday, the offense did look a lot better. So maybe the offense is coming around a little bit. It does take offenses longer to get into the swing of things than it does for defense. So let's talk about the offense. The receivers, to me, what this website has that I'm looking at is ourlads.com. Um, the three starting receivers right now would be Jace Brown, Jackson Harris, and Winnie Watkins. Um, as far as who's looked the best, Winnie Watkins. I mean, he's been making a lot of plays in the spring so far. I mean, every time I'm reading or listening to anything about spring practice, Winnie Watkins is making a play, and that makes a lot of sense because Winnie transferred over from Ole Miss, and he is very familiar with Kiffin's offense. So maybe as we go along, a couple of these other guys, Jackson Harris, Jace Brown, Trey Brown, Eugene Wilson, Malik Elzy, Philip Wright, who is the only scholarship receiver that we have returning from last year. Roman Mothershed was somebody that I was really looking forward to see. He's really big. I believe he transferred in from Troy. I think he's like 6'5". He's a big guy, but so far the receivers, Winnie Watkins has really stood out. So yeah, Coach Kiffin moving on to the offensive line. Coach Kiffin has said that the offensive line actually is the most improved room on the football team, that the offensive line is looking great, and he has given Jordan Seaton, the transfer from Colorado, a lot of praise, said that he's a very hard worker, that he does a lot of workouts on his own. Jordan has lost like 25 pounds. He's in really good shape, and he's just looking great out there. What's interesting is that fifth year senior Bo Borderlawn is starting on the depth chart right now. He's been getting a lot of reps with the ones at practice. Bo has been mostly a special teams player throughout his time at LSU. He has not really started very much, and but it's really interesting to me to see his name in the starting lineup. I didn't expect that at all. But yeah, it's I'm not sure how I feel about that. It lets me know that maybe some of these transfers are not as far along as we would like them to be. Maybe like Devin Harper, or I believe the guy from Maryland, Leah Ba. I don't even see his name on this what we're looking at here. I'm looking for it. I don't see his name at all. I thought he was gonna be one of the starters at. Oh no, he is. I see his name now. He's starting at right guard. Actually, I don't know how I overlooked that, but yeah, I heard high praises from Aliyah Ba coming out of Maryland, so I'm looking forward to seeing him. But it's interesting that Bo Borderline is running with the ones right now, and it looks like he might be the starter at left guard. It's a little bit concerning for me. I'm not going to lie. Well, Braylon Moore as center. Braylon Moore started as center last year. He was one of the 3 offensive players that LSU targeted to keep from last year's roster. The other 2 being Harlem Berry and Tradez Green. We did keep all 3 of them, so Braylon Moore will be starting at center. Ali Abba at right guard, like I said, that was the one I said I was really looking forward to seeing. And then Weston Davis at right tackle. Weston was the starter for us last year. Didn't have a good year, but we'll see. We'll see if he can make some progress. He was a super touted player coming out of high school, and maybe he can take that next step forward. I mean, at tight end, the freak Tradez Green. He hasn't been doing a lot. He's been limited in spring practice, but that's okay. Tradez is 6'7", and we know what Tradez is. He is a freak of nature. Dude's gonna be a first round pick next year, and it is what it is with Tradez. With the quarterbacks, Sam Levitt. He participated in the first couple of weeks, and then he had a procedure done on his foot to have the screws taken out of it back from his, I believe, Liz Frank surgery that he had. So he hasn't been a full participant since then at all. So unfortunately, we're the only people getting a chance right now at quarterback are the 2 other transfers that we brought in, which is Landon Clark and Hussein Longstreet. Landon Clark from Elon and Hussein Longstreet from USC. Basically, Landon and Hussein have both kind of been getting equal reps with the 1s and 2s. I mean, they both have kind of been interchangeable, and neither one of them has looked great. However, Hussein lit it up on Saturday this past weekend, and he really looked good. The offense was humming along nicely. The most interesting thing so far to me in the spring practice for the offense is Dylan Jones, the running back transfer from Wisconsin. He has looked really, really good. I'm not really sure why this depth chart has him 3rd, because it really looks like he's been getting the majority of the first team work. Also, we have Harlem Berry and Caden Durham, who we had last year. I think in Lane Kiffin's offense in the past, it's been much more of a one feature running back, and then somebody will come in to spell that guy. Lane likes to go fast on offense, and so you're not really going to be taking players in and out of the game. So one guy is probably going to get most of the reps, and right now it looks like that guy is going to be Dylan Jones, which is very interesting because Harlem Berry was a super high, he was a super highly recruited player coming out of high school, and we really pushed to keep him. And then Caden Durham has started for us the last 2 years. So we will see what running back looks like in fall practice before the season starts. And I mean, things can change. It is all these things right now. This is just spring ball, and right now we're just seeing the coaches are just seeing what we have. So it's all good. It's all good. All right, moving on to the defense. A lot less transfers on the defense, but at defensive ends, our 2 starters will be right now Jordan Ross and Prince Will Umami-Ellen. Prince Will Umami-Ellen was a very, very good player for Ole Miss last year. I believe he had like 10 sacks for Ole Miss. Malik Blockton, I believe, is a transfer from Auburn at defensive tackle. And then Dom McKinley at the other defensive tackle. I think our defensive line is going to be really, really good. Even to the two deep, really. Richard Anderson, the true freshman, has been looking really, really good in practice. Deuce Gerald's. Lamar Brown has not joined the team yet. I believe he's still in high school, but he'll be there in the fall. And Lamar is obviously a 5-star, huge recruit. So the defensive line is really looking good for not only this year, but for years to come. and the defense has looked super good at practice. The linebackers, at middle backer, he hasn't really participated much, is with Weeks. And last year's at the other linebacker position is TJ Daugherty, last year's leader, SEC leader in tackles and snaps played. This kid gets a lot of hate, and I really don't understand why. The kid led the SEC in tackles last year. If you lead the SEC in tackles, you're a good player. Like, you are a good player. I'm sorry for anyone that believes PFF grades is like the end-all, be-all determining factor on whether a player is good or not, but it's not. It just isn't. And the kid led the SEC in tackles, and people are saying, "Oh, he's not good." Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I mean, it's just wild. It's just wild. Then at the star position, Deshaun Spears, who as a freshman last year really, really looked good for us. I believe it was the Florida game last year where Deshaun had 2 interceptions. And Deshaun looked really good as a freshman last year, so I'm looking forward to seeing him take the next step. As far as some of the backups go, Devon Keys, he was a good player for us last year. Stephon Green, Jalen Brown, 2 transfers that we expect to be playing a lot. Man, the player, though, on the defense that I'm looking forward to probably the most is free safety Ty Benefield, who is a transfer from, I believe, Boise State, and supposedly he is looking like a monster at practice, like looking like an absolute baller. And I cannot wait to see this dude suited up for the first game against Clemson. Oh my God, it's gonna be crazy in the real Death Valley this year. Clemson, the real Death Valley. Y'all are coming to us this year, and we're gonna beat you again. Yeah. At corners, we have DJ Pickett and PJ Woodland. I mean, our secondary last year with Halsey and Mansour Delane was insane, and it's going to be probably just as good this year with DJ Pickett, Ty Benefield, Tamarcus Cooley, PJ Woodland. I mean, it. Oh man, yeah. Whew. And Deshaun Spears playing the nickel. It's gonna be. I mean, we are gonna be really good in the secondary. However, we're not very deep at corner. We had an injury at corner. Aiden Anding out for the season, tore his Achilles, and that's really unfortunate. So we're gonna need Coach Corey Raymond to get one of these recruits coached up so that if something happens and we have any injuries throughout the season, we can replace those guys. But right now, corner is probably the scariest position because just the lack of depth. But at safety, the 2 deep is looking good with Jace Thomas, and then Fahim Delane, who is Mansour Delane's younger brother, transferred in from Ohio State. And Mansour Delane, I mean, he's one of the best corners I've ever seen at LSU, and that's saying something. I mean, Patrick Peterson, Morris Claiborne, Corey Webster, Tyrann Mathieu. I mean, like the list goes on and on and on. And Fahim Delane, if he's anything like his brother, which he was a highly sought after recruit coming out of high school, this dude's probably going to be a monster. But he's still a young player, so we will see what we have in the future with Fahim Delane. All right, so my opinions is that right now things are looking really good for LSU. The offense will come around. Lane Kiffin has never had a bad offense. All the quarterbacks as he has ever had have looked good. I expect this offense to be really good and score a ton of points this year. And the defense, I already know, with Blake Baker at the helm and some of these studs that we have on the defense, LSU is going to be loaded this year. And I 100% expect us to make the playoffs. This roster is very impressive for Lane Kiffin's first year at head coach, and I can't wait to see what we have against Clemson in the first game of the season. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time.